The answer for this problem, you're going to have 5 squared is 25. Yep. And then times 3 is going to be 75. On the bottom of that is 18 minus 13, which is 5. On this side, 2 squared is 4, or times 4 is 16. 75 divided by 5 is 15. Plus 16 is 31. Answer for that one should have been 1. Answer on that problem should have been 9. Alright, the winning number today is 4. So 22 present, and we had 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16, and 17 with homework. So 17 out of 22 is 77%. Here are the answers coming up. On the first one, I've worked it out and wrote down the wrong number. It should be 55 for X, which would make person number 2 71, and it would make person number 4 55. But the difference is still 16. So 16 is the difference between car 2 and car 4. The first car was X plus 32, second one X plus 16, third one X plus 20, and the fourth one is X. So when you go through and solve it, don't stop here. Read the last sentence. Difference in miles driven between car 2 and 4. Plug 55 in here. And of course 55 is X. And subtract to get the difference. On the second one here, we had 12 less than the quantity squared of X minus 5 is 37. You must move this to the right and make it plus 12. So you get a 49. The number you square to get a 49 is 7. That means you set 7 equal to what's inside the parentheses. And something minus 5 is 7. That would be 12. Any other questions? And for the review of the problem, the review of this problem is you have 3 toy machines, and the first one has 25 more than the third. The third one will be X, and the second one has 13 less than the first. So if you take 13 away from the 25, you get X plus 12. 3 X's and 25 and 12 is 37. Subtract from 172 to get 135. Divide by 3 and get 45. Now the question is asking how much, even though the word much is left out, how much money is in the second machine. You're going to put 45 in for the second machine, which is X plus 12. That gives you 57, but that's quarters. You divide the quarters by 4 to get the money. Up here, notice that the total is 172 that I put in. Where did I get the 172? Right. $43 cannot be put here because it's not quarters, it's dollars and cents. All of these items are in quarters, so you must convert $43 to quarters when you put it in the equation. The quotient of 36 and the sum of a number and 4 is 4. So think to yourself, what do I divide 36 by to get 4? 9, yes. Or you could do it this way. 36 divided by 4 is 9. And set 9 equal to this. So X plus 4 equals 9. What number plus 4 is 9? 5. is the answer. On number 5, which is up a little bit high there. There we go. Number 5, 4 salesmen, and the first one is x plus 5. The second one is x. Third is x plus 1, and the fourth is x plus 11. The number of phones sold is 65. So you have 4 x's, and you add 5, 1, and 11 to get 17. Subtract it from 65 to get 48. Divide by 4, and that's 12. Now the question says if a salesman gets a bonus for selling more than 14 phones, then which salesman earned the bonus, if any? Go back and find how many phones were sold. So if you plug in 12 on this one, that would be 17. This one is just 12. This one is 13, and this one is 23. So salesmen 1 and 4 earned the bonus, and they had 17 and 23 respectively. Today's objective. We are still doing creating equations and inequalities in one variable and use them to solve problems. Here's example number 1. 4 people are in an apple picking contest. The first has 13 more than the fourth. The second has 10 less than the first. The third has 5 more than the second. All of their apples added together is 132. If a bonus of $1.75 per apple is given to those with more than 30 apples, then who earned the bonus and how much money did they earn? So we'll shorten this down a little bit so we can work. Where do I start now? What should I write down first? Carver.
Your 1 through 4.
1 through 4. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, and then 4. All right, what's next?
Your
Equals 132. Now what?
then you have an x on 1.
X on which one?
You'd have a x on 4.
X on 4 is right. The first has 13 more than the fourth, and the fourth is not referenced anymore after that. So if the first has 13 more than the fourth, what do I put for the first?
X plus 13.
X plus 13. And what about the second? It has 10 less than the first.
You would take 13 and subtract 10.
Yep, and what do we get?
3.
So for the second one, I put in x plus 3 because we simplified this down to x plus 3. The third one has 5 more than the second, so the second is x plus 3. If I do 5 more than that, what expression do I put in for 3?
X, take away 8.
Take away 8?
Plus 8.
Plus 8. All right, there's our equation. How many x's do I have in here? We have 4. 13 plus 3 is what? 16 plus 8. 24. All right. Now what do I do? Yes.
You subtract 24 from 132.
Subtract 24 from 132. What is 132 minus 24? 108 is right. What do I do to that 108?
Divide 4.
Divide by 4. And what is 108 divided by 4? 27. Okay, so we have 27. Now, we have to figure out who's earned the bonus. So we have to list all of these. We have person 1, 2, 3, and 4. If x is 27, person 1 is x plus 13. So person 1 earned how many? 40. The second one is x plus 3. If I put 27 in, what did they have? 30. The third one is x plus 8. What did that one get? And what is the fourth one? 27, yeah, because it was x. Which people earned, hang on a second, what people earned the bonus on this? Yes. 2 and 3. Did 2 earn the bonus?
No. He only sold 30.
Oh, those is more than 30.
Yes. So who has it? 1 and 3. Now, according to the problem, and I'll zoom back in, if a bonus of $1.75 per apple is given to those with more than 30 apples, then who earned the bonus and how much money did they earn? So we figured out that those two people earned the bonus. Now we have to multiply their apples by $1.75. It's given per apple. Is there anything in the problem that says it's only given per apple for the apples over 30? If a bonus of $1.75 per apple is given to those with more than 30 apples, it says the bonus is going to those with more than 30 apples.
Would you say it has to be, like, start at 31?
Right. It doesn't say that it has to be only the apples that are over 30 that are getting multiplied by $1.75. To those with more than 30 apples only indicates who is getting the bonus. $1.75 per apple is given to those. So you multiply the $1.75 by all of their apples. So go back down into the problem here, and we're going to have to multiply this one by $1.75 and this one by $1.75. Person 1 earned how much money? $70. And person 3 how much? $61.25. Three students are competing for a scholarship. To earn the scholarship, the students must achieve a score greater than 92 on a test. George scored 3 more points than Jackie. Greg scored 2 less points than George. The total amount of points they earned is 274. Who earned the scholarship? Here we go. 3 students are competing for a scholarship. To earn the scholarship, students must achieve a score greater than 92 on the test. So, George scored 3 more points than Jackie. We're going to have George, Jackie, and then Greg. And their total is 92. George scored 3 more than Jackie, so she's X. What did I do? Oh, the total is 274. Yeah, you're right. Total is 274. Okay. And Jackie is going to be X, and George scored 3 more points than her. Greg scored 2 less than George, so Greg is what expression? X plus 1 is right. We have a total of 3 X's, and 3 plus 1 is 4. And we set that equal to 274. If you subtract 4 from 274, then you're going to come up with 270. If you divide 270 by 3, you get 90. So that means for George, he came up with 90 plus 3 is 93. And Jackie is X. She is going to be 90. And Greg had X plus 1, which is 91. So that makes George the recipient of the scholarship. Three basketball players are trying to earn the scoring title for their team. That means the player with the most points in a whole season. In the first half of the year, Joe had 450 points. John had 397 points. And Jeff had 402 points. In the second half of the season, Joe scored 25 less points than John. Jeff scored 34 more points than Joe. The total points scored in the second half of the season is 884. Who won the title and how many points did they have for the season? For the solution to the problem, what you must do is completely ignore the first part of it. In the first half of the year, it gives you all of this stuff. Leave that alone for now. But you have 3 players, 1, 2, and 3. And the total points that they scored in the second half of the season is 884. And that means that we're going to have Joe scoring 25 less than John. Well, I better put in names on these. Joe, John, and Jeff. So now we can make more sense here. Joe scored 25 less points than John, so John is X, Joe is X minus 25. And Jeff scored 34 more points than Joe. So that means that Jeff will have what expression? Yeah.
X plus 9.
X plus 9 is right. Okay, so we have 3 x's, and negative 25 plus 9 is what? Is a negative 16, right? So we'll put it in as minus 16. Okay, and all that's equal to 884. Move the minus 16 to the right and make it plus 16. What's 884 plus 16? 900. That makes x equal to what? 300. All right. So if x is 300, we can go back here and put in John's points for the second half of the season as 300. And that means Joe had 275 and Jeff had 309. Now we'll come up here and take care of Joe, Jeff, and John. So for Joe, in the first half of the season, Joe had 450 points. So 450 plus 275. And then for Jeff, in the first half of the season, he had 402. And in the second half of the season, 309. And John, for the first part of the year, he had 397. And the second part, 300. Now I need a little bit more room here, so there we go. If you add these up, this one is going to be 725. This one's going to be 711. And that one is 697. So the winner is 725. Would be Joe.